Hey everyone, welcome back to the Life and Language podcast channel. I'm Ben. I've been having one of those weeks where everything feels just a little bit overwhelming, so today's topic actually comes at the perfect time for me, and hopefully for you too. Let me ask you something. Have you ever stood in a supermarket staring at 40 different types of shampoo and just felt stuck? Or opened a streaming app with thousands of movies and somehow ended up watching nothing? That feeling has a name. And today, we're going to talk about it. The idea that having too many choices can actually make us less happy, not more. But first, our quiz question for today. Here it is. Psychologist Barry Schwartz wrote a famous book about this exact topic in 2004. What was it called? Was it A, The Art of Choosing, B, The Paradox of Choice, or C, Too Much of a Good Thing? So, is it a B or C? I'm going to go with B, The Paradox of Choice. That just sounds right to me, but I could be wrong, and we'll find out later in the episode. So let's get into this. For most of human history, people had very few options. You ate what was available. You wore what your family could afford. You worked in the same job your parents had. Choice was a luxury. And then, as societies got wealthier and technology improved, suddenly we had options. Lots of them. And this was supposed to be a good thing. More freedom, more control, more happiness, right? Well, not exactly. Researchers started noticing something strange. As the number of options available to people went up, their satisfaction, that's their overall sense of contentment and happiness with what they chose, actually went down. So you'd think, okay, if I can choose from 5 flavors of ice cream, I'll be happier than if I could only choose from 2. But studies show the opposite is often true. More options, more stress. This happens because of something called cognitive overload. Cognitive means relating to thinking and mental processes. And overload means too much of something more than your brain can comfortably handle. When we face too many choices, our brain gets tired just from trying to evaluate them all. It's like running too many apps on your phone at once. Everything slows down. And then, even after you finally make a decision, something else kicks in, what psychologists call anticipated regret. Anticipated means expected or predicted before something happens. Regret is that feeling of wishing you had done something differently. So anticipated regret is when you feel bad about a choice before you've even made it, because you're already imagining how you might feel if it turns out to be wrong. What if I pick this restaurant and the food is terrible? What if I buy this jacket and then find a better one tomorrow? It's exhausting. There's also a phenomenon known as the opportunity cost problem. An opportunity cost is basically what you give up when you choose one thing over another. If you spend Saturday afternoon watching a film, your opportunity cost is everything else you could have done instead. A walk in the park, calling a friend, reading a book. The more options you have, the higher your opportunity costs feel, and the harder it is to enjoy whatever you actually chose. I asked a few people what they think about this. Here's what they told me. Honestly, I deleted 3 dating apps last month because I couldn't stop wondering if there was someone better, just one swipe away. I was never present in any conversation. I work in retail, and customers with more options are actually harder to please. The ones who come in knowing exactly what they want leave happy almost every time. I used to spend an hour choosing what to have for dinner. Now, I meal prep on Sundays, and honestly, I feel so much calmer during the week. Less deciding, more living. 3 very different people, but they're all pointing at the same thing. Having fewer options, or at least limiting your options deliberately, can actually feel like a relief. So what can we do about this? Well, researchers and psychologists have come up with some genuinely useful strategies. One of the most interesting ones involves changing how you approach decisions. Instead of trying to find the absolute best option, which psychologists call maximizing, you can try a different approach called satisficing. Satisficing is a blend of the words satisfying and sufficing, and it means choosing something that is good enough. Rather than hunting endlessly for the perfect choice, a satisficer picks a pair of shoes that fits well and looks nice, pays, and moves on. A maximizer tries on every pair in the shop and still leaves unsure. Studies show that satisficers. Another helpful idea is to deliberately constrain your options. Constrain means to limit or restrict something, often on purpose. You might decide that you'll only consider 3 candidates when hiring someone, or only look at 2 neighborhoods when apartment hunting. This isn't settling for less, it's protecting your mental energy. Some of the most productive and creative people in history have done this. There are famous stories about certain designers and tech leaders who wore almost identical outfits every single day, specifically to avoid wasting mental energy on clothing choices. It's also worth thinking about reversibility. Reversibility is the quality of being able to undo or change a decision. Interestingly, research shows that when choices are irreversible, meaning you can't take them back, people actually feel more satisfied with them. This sounds strange, but it makes sense. When you know you're stuck with something, your brain finds ways to appreciate it. When you know you can always return it or switch later, you never fully commit, and the doubt lingers. And finally, there's the value of routine. Building habits and routines for small daily decisions, what to eat for breakfast, what time to exercise, frees up your mental energy for the decisions that actually matter. Before we wrap up, let's quickly go through today's words. One example each. Satisfaction. After years of hard work, she finally felt a deep sense of satisfaction when she graduated. Cognitive overload. Shopping for a new laptop gave him cognitive overload because there were just too many models to compare. Anticipated regret. His anticipated regret about the job offer stopped him from accepting it, even though it was probably a good opportunity. Opportunity cost. The opportunity cost of watching TV all evening was the chapter of his book he never got to read. Maximizing her habit of maximizing every decision meant she took 3 weeks just to choose a new sofa. Satisficing. Once she started satisficing, her weekly grocery shopping went from an hour to 20 minutes. Constraint. He decided to constrain his options and only applied to 5 universities instead of 15. Reversibility. The fact that the holiday was non-refundable actually helped him relax and enjoy it. Reversibility wasn't an option, so he just committed. Okay, quiz answer time. The question was, what was Barry Schwartz's 2004 book called? And the answer is B, The Paradox of Choice. I got it right. Honestly, I wasn't sure. I almost went with C, but B felt more like a proper academic title. Good instinct, Ben. So here's the takeaway I want you to leave with today. Freedom of choice is genuinely valuable. But there is a sweet spot in learning to set your own limits isn't a weakness. It's actually a skill. Comment practice, and I'll reply with today's phrase. Thanks so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.